Well, they've never quit all year long, and tonight was another example. We played poorly for 3 quarters, and the 3 best players for New Orleans all played great. If that happens, you're going to lose if you don't match that. So for 3 quarters, I think they outplayed us. They were more physical. They executed better. They deserve credit. Willie and his guys did a great job. Happy for them, and we stayed in it, got back in it, but then we made the same mistakes again that we did in the first 3 quarters as far as non-physical defense. It's the playoffs. You got to be into people. The physicality and the grunt is really important, and we didn't have it for 3 quarters. Got back into it like we always do, but then we made some of those same mistakes. And Ingram scored two in a row right in the middle of the lane with nobody even touching him, basically, to get there. So great lessons for our guys. I don't know if it's, the enormity of the situation, the playoff kind of atmosphere or whatever, but for the first 3 quarters, we reverted back to the way we were 3 months ago. And we've gotten all through that and done a good job, but this kind of brought it back. So our youth really showed until they kind of collected themselves, but it took too long. So, I'm disappointed. I'm sure they are too, but I understand it, and I'm proud of them for hanging in there after playing so poorly. But a lot of it had to do with what Willie and his guys did. They were great.
Was it a lot to ask of DeJounte to come back after not having played much over the last month or so? I mean, did you think he's all the way back from whatever he was doing?
No, he's not back, but it's not an excuse. Sure, I wish he hadn't gotten sick those 10 days and he'd be sharper, sure. But that's the way it is. I'm sure that somebody on their team's all dinged up too and has to go play.
You saw so much growth from him throughout the season. What do you see as kind of the next step as he moves forward in his career?
Just continue on this path. He does everything. He scores, he rebounds, he assists. He really improved in his leadership this year, so it's just a continuing process, really. It's nothing new.
What can Joshua take away from tonight? And where do you see him going for this year?
Well, I just hope he took it all in. It's just an experience to be in a situation like that. Excuse me.
You came in on media day, the first day of training camp, talking about how excited you were about this new team and watching them develop. Did you enjoy it as much as you seem to, as a whole, the experience of watching them?
Yeah. Individually to watch their growth and collectively as a group to understand what wins and what loses and what it takes night after night after night to be a pro. That was enjoyable to be part of that, and so, all the coaches, we all got to participate in that. We didn't have, after a few years, we didn't have to teach that stuff to the championship teams, but these are young guys and they got to learn it. It's a process, but they bought in and they did a good job.
What did you see from Devin Vassell tonight?
What I've seen for the last couple of months, confidence in his offense, trying to play defense better, making good decisions, playing more physically. We want to get him stronger and more confident in his body, but he's steadily improved in those areas.
This is like the 4th year in a row I've asked you this, but do you think he'll come back for another round with this?
I'm sorry?
Do you think he'll come back and do this again?
Devin?
You?
Well, that's questions inappropriate.
Kind of exciting with the draft picks that you guys have and what Ryan has done to get in position to make something happen this summer with the draft.
Well, I hope that we're able to use our picks to our advantage and hope we draft well. I'm not sure what you're looking for there.
Just excitement about the future based on that, what Ryan did to work the trades.
I'll get excited when I see who we draft.
How did Josh Richardson kind of give you guys a veteran presence, coming in late in the season? And
he really did that. He almost instantaneously, for whatever reason, I didn't know him personally, but for whatever reason, he gained the respect of the team very quickly. Became a great teammate with them. They listened to him. He's more, he's a little older, and so he's more aggressive, understood certain moments during games, has a lot of courage as a player. And I think that showed on some other players as time went on. So he was definitely a plus for us.
Jakob had a career year, and can you see him making even another league next year?
Sure. I
Especially
mean,
offensively?
all these young guys are, they're works in progress, and just stay on the path that they're on. I think it'll be great.